One of the main things that inspired me to start this channel was the open dishonesty of the critics of Calvinism. One of our leading critics, Dr. Leighton Flowers, makes a habit of intentionally misrepresenting RC Sproul because he can no longer defend himself. This most recent example happened only 3 days ago.
But notice what RC Sproul is saying here. He's saying if some of humanity is elect, then others are not elect. So the doctrine of election also goes side by side with the doctrine of reprobation. Notice what he says, the non-elect are those who we call the reprobate. So as far as I'm concerned, again, RC Sproul teaching, he says we are universalists. There are no way to avoid the idea of double aspects. Unless you're a universalist, you have to have double predestination. You have to have election and reprobation. And of course, predestination is double. There is election and reprobation. We cannot avoid the fact with any kind of textual gymnastic or mental gymnastics is what he calls it. However, once we affirm double predestination, we have to ask what kind of double predestination we affirm. And then that's when he gets into the back and forth.
Sounds pretty good, right? Well, let's take a closer look at where he stopped reading. As you can see, RC Sproul was just about to explain the difference between Reformed theology and Hyper Calvinism. But he knows that if he allows that, then he will no longer be able to present Hyper Calvinism as Reformed theology. Let's let RC Sproul explain the difference.
Often, double predestination is expressed in what we call a synergistic fashion, or a fashion that is called positive decrees. In this respect, double predestination would mean that God positively decrees and determines in advance those whom he will save, namely the elect, and in the same method, he decrees the damnation of the sinner, and that just as on the one hand, he creates positively saving faith in the hearts of the elect, he, in an equally determinative fashion, creates fresh evil in the hearts of the reprobate to make sure they don't come to belief. Now, that is not the Reformed doctrine of double predestination. Reformed theology does teach double predestination insofar as that not everybody will be saved. And so it's double or nothing, really. You can't have single predestination and just ignore the non-elect, or unless you're a universalist. But the distinction is this: we had what we call a positive negative decree, or an asymmetrical view of election. But the positive negative says that God positively involves himself in working faith and creating faith in the hearts of the elect, while he simply passes over the non-elect without forcing them into unbelief or creating any kind of fresh evil in them. So it's positive in the one hand, where he intervenes to create faith; negative in the other hand, where he doesn't intervene and create fresh evil. I hope that clarifies it a little bit for you.
Yes, thank you.